kisses slide. The night is young, so let it fly. Oh, keep it quiet, keep it cool. In this hideaway, we break the rule. A little swing, a touch of tease. In the shadows, we aim to please. A clink of glasses, a stolen glance. We dance the edge of a risky chance. The piano sways, the beat takes flight. We're lost in rhythm, hearts ignite. Oh, keep it quiet, keep it cool. In this hideaway, we break the rule. A little swing, a touch of tease. In the shadows, we aim to please. Behind the velvet, a world unfolds, where secrets burn and stories are told. A smoky haze, a swatcher tune. We'll chase the stars beneath the moon. Oh, keep it quiet, keep it cool. In this hideaway, we break the rule. A little swing, a touch of tease. In the shadows, we aim to please. Beneath the glow of a velvet sky, the shadows dance, they never lie. A cigarette burns low, it's amber bright. Secrets weave through the smoky night. Oh, whispers in the moonlight, soft and sly, where dreams and schemes collide. Oh my, a tap of heels and knowing glance. In this cabaret of chance.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I am your illustrious host, the Incredible Sulk, John, whatever you want to call me. It doesn't matter to me as long as you give tithes. That is the important part. That is the important part, but I am glad you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are participating in the cult and our little rituals and everything we do every single night because it's very important. It's our meditation. Welcome to this Tuesday night show of the Sulk stream, and we're going all week and probably a little bit then some because I missed a lot of shows this month. So I kind of have to make up for them. So who knows what I'm going to be doing? Maybe some video games, maybe just chill out and play guitar a little bit. I don't know, but it's gonna be a little extra this week. That's all I have to say about that. Tonight, we're doing a little bit about the insidious, the terrible, the cringy, the gooning, the thing that so many people are addicted to. So many people have dedicated their lives to just hunched over a blue screen, just yanking their shit until they can't yank it no more, right? Changing their inner psyche with a demon on their back that in fact changes them into troons, perhaps? Perhaps. That is the running theory. We're going to be chasing that down the rabbit hole. So, buckle up for that shit. It might be interesting, it might not. In which case, I will happily shift gears and do whatever else. I don't know. I've got a lot of backup plans, and, you know, I kind of wing this show a lot, so don't bother me about it, right? Don't get all over my nutsack about it, right? We're talking about nutsacks tonight. We're talking about groping things and, you know, the easy and plentiful access of pornography. So it'll be a weird one. Maybe there's going to be some jokes. Maybe. Maybe not. I can't promise anything. And I just don't feel like promising things to you guys. I can't. I just can't. In good conscience, I just can't. But we'll see what happens, right? How was your day? Did you guys have a good day? I had a good day. I did my things. I'm getting back into my rhythm, my swing. Doing the typical sulk thing from day to day. Just staring down, you know, existence and taking it one step at a time. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. You just march towards death every day, little by little. You try to go a little bit slower, but you can't because you're just being pushed. You're being pushed by some invisible force, aren't you? You can't control it. You can't slow it down. We're just going all at the same pace. Well, at least that's the way it feels, but I could be wrong. All I have is my perspective. And all you have is yours. We can't agree. We're never going to agree. We'll never agree. Never. It's like agreeing on a color. Sure, we call it blue. We call it green. But we have no idea what we're actually seeing. We could be seeing completely unique colors and just calling it the same thing. You ever think about that? Gets pretty fucked up, doesn't it? Gets all up in your head and shit. What if he sees yellow and just calls it blue? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about jerking it. And we're going to talk about jerking it. And we're going to talk about jerking it. And maybe for the ladies, we'll talk about the other thing that they do. Which I don't think is as damaging because I don't know. I don't understand women. I'm not going to pretend to understand women. So, you know. They something like that. Strumming the banjo, I don't know. Strumming ye old mandolin. Something like that. I don't know the mechanics behind it. I don't know. It just seems performative for you guys. Do you even enjoy it? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. And that's what turns me on. So thank you for coming. Again, it is a Tuesday show. This is the Sulk Stream. I am the Incredible Sulk. And so we are ready to go ahead and continue to do this. So get comfy. Get cozy. Get a nice bottle of Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc or Kirkland Signature or wine or whatever you want. I don't know. Kvass. I don't give a shit, honestly. Just open whatever you're opening. If you're working, thank you for having me on your ear as you are working. That's a mistake, honestly, but you do you. If you're driving, please don't drink yet. Get home safely. Make sure to wear your seatbelt and arrive home safely. That is important to me. And then you can start drinking. And then you can do it. Responsibility. That's what's important. Anyways. I guess we can just continue. My name is the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk Stream. And this is called the Porn Addiction to Trans Pipeline. Very interesting. Enjoy.
Hopefully we can unpack this.
Okay.
Bottom of what's actually going on.
Kirby is back. I don't know if you've seen the news recently or you pay attention
Philion.
to
Do you guys know Philion? I don't know Philion.
Kids these days.
How do we go?
There's this new thing going on where, let's say you're a guy, right? You're born a guy, you're born a little baby boy, you have the boy parts.
Let's see how this works out.
What they're doing, and no one's even talking about this, but now what they're doing is you can flip the script on them. Change up the tune. Change up the whole vibe.
Change up the whole vibe, I guess. I mean, yeah. You know what he's talking about. And he's got a gay flag back there and an African flag. And there's an LGBT flag, but it's the liberty, guns, beer, and titties. Titties. So I don't know what this guy's vibe is. But I'm here for it. He's got a lot of Kick followers. A lot of people on Kick and Twitch. I don't Kick or Twitch unless I'm having a very serious seizure. But I don't have those. Thankfully. Not yet. Unless somebody wants to send me some good drugs.
Yeah, you can. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's
too many flags. Buttering the muffin.
Permanent.
Is that what girls call it? Do they butter the muffin? Do they, I don't know. I don't know. Do something with the canoe? Do they cleanse the axe wound? Do they, I can't even think of anything. What do you call it? Like, what do you do down there? What are you doing down there? I don't know.
You got chemical and physical.
Knobs Dog says, I was so horny today, I punched the clown 5 times. Punch the clown? Why do you call it a clown? Are you talking about masturbating? Masturbating? Punching the clown. No.
Physical.
No, I can't get down with that one.
Puberty blockers.
Buffing the muff is pretty good.
For HRT, hormone therapy, is temporarily changing your physiology, right? Because you're on this stuff forever. The second you start taking...
There's a guy behind
hormones, you need to continue to take them, because once you stop, if you're a man, you will start androgenizing again, which means...
You turn back into a man.
You will start undergoing virilization, which means you'll grow hair, your voice will become deeper, and this is all
not exactly why I picked. Not sure exactly why I picked this one. Maybe I just thought it was interesting. Yeah, it just goes into saying how trans people watch a lot of porn, or people that become trans tend to be very strong into the porn aspect of life, of the internet, and these people are constantly online, right? They're constantly on Reddit specifically. Reddit is a hive mind for the troons. They love going there and talking about how they're like which lube they use and like how far they can gauge their thing. Like, you know, can you fit a football up there? Probably not. Because that's pretty big. Maybe one of those Nerf footballs, you know, with like the tails on it that like whistles when you throw it. Maybe they can get it to whistle. I don't know. I don't know the dynamics. I don't know the physiology that's going on down there. And honestly, I don't want to know. If you're like an expert and like know all the ins and outs, or it's an out that is now an in, don't explain it to us. Don't explain it to us in the chat. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it to me.
Into oblivion in
the
first
vortex,
place.
The clam slam.
But a lot of people pretend that
Pamunky's got one of those Nerf footballs somewhere.
Hormones are just magic
okay,
pills.
great.
And then you're good.
Lube that bad boy up, Pamunky. It's going to work
forever. The other option being physical, a little chop and tuck action.
Chop and tuck.
That's diabolical. You're paying tens and thousands of dollars.
How much is a surgery to get the old reverse hot dog? What is how much does that run? Right? Is it? Can you must be able to get a loan for that, right? A reverse bone loan, if you will.
To maybe feel better about your gender.
It has fins for extra spin. Kick ass. That kicks ass.
And that physical change may not even be enough for them to actually feel validated.
Well, if you're just chasing... Look. There's so many problems. You're not going to feel validated whatsoever. Because the validation doesn't come from your, like, junk or your, like, boobas or your tits and stuff. Look, I'm only speaking from like the male point of view. I know there's female troons out there, which is just silly. Honestly, let's be honest. Like, that's silly. You ever see like a FTM, right? Am I using the proper verbiage? An FTM where it's just like, yeah, you gotta laugh, dude. She's got a beard and stuff like that, and she's like she's like playing a part, like a, hey, what's up, bro? Like turns a chair around and like spreads her leg and shit, sits on it, and she's like, yeah, what's up? I'm a bro. I'm a Chad. I'm like, dude, you're 5 feet tall. You're 5 fucking feet tall. You're 98 pounds. 98 pounds, and you're a bitch. You cry a lot. When you're a guy, you can't cry as much as, like, you cry. And nobody wants to be your friend when you're a guy. I'm going to lay it out with just, you know, women go on fucking X and stuff like that, and they show their tits, and she's like, I'm just here looking for friends. Guys never do that. No, they never go on the apps and be like, you know, show like an inch of their like fucking neck, right? Just like a little bit of the fucking, just like the top of the wing, right? And be like, just looking for friends. Just looking for friends here. Anybody want to be friends with me? No. No. No one does. So it's always so funny to me when women try to be men, because it's just like, you have no idea what the hellscape you're trying to introduce yourself into, right? You have friends. You go to the bathroom and make best friends with girls you just met and stuff like that. If you try to make friends in the men's room, they're going to think you're gay and you're going to get punched in the face. But they're going to know you're a chick because there's so many other signs. And it's not just the facial hair or like, look, you have abs. Well, whoop-de-doo. No, man, it is your entire demeanor. It is your girl brain. That does not change. Your brain remains the same. It might be a little bit more masculinated, I don't know, feminized, whatever direction you happen to be going. But it is still a male or / female brain. There is very significant size differences in those two. It's called sexual dimorphism, and it is a real thing in all species. Including ours.
So it's a murky gray zone.
Hips don't lie. You're right, Dan Snob. They do not lie.
Surgeries and gender swaps even help these people.
Big B Trucker says show a bit of the chode. Just a bit, right? Just like, just a bit. You know, you don't want to... You don't want to give away the full thing, right? No, Grandma always said, you know, you have to leave a little bit of mystery, right? So you just show a silhouette of the balls as like an enticement, right? Just a wafting. And then hopefully they come in and then they like the full thing. You know, if you just serve them the full meal, there's no reason for them to come in and like sit down and order drinks and appies and stuff like that. There's no reason for that. You're just giving out free food. Like, no, you have to lure them in with a silhouette of your balls and be like, I'm just here looking for friends. This ain't Grindr, dude.
Some cases, perhaps.
No, I don't want to be your friend, Knob.
Using certain medical procedures.
Stop sending me fucking 1 inch of your neck. Just, I'm not going to, nah.
You can turn into a woman if you're this guy, or if you were a woman, you could turn into a guy. You could just totally
debone like a salmon.
Like an RPG.
HRT often causes permanent damage, even for dudes who have low T and take more.
This is true. Yeah, so if you take, look, if you start doing testosterone, I'm not against doing testosterone at all, one bit. But if you start taking testosterone, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of that, and your balls will maybe not quite so much like atrophy, but they are going to get less powerful But it matters because everyone's balls are filled with microplastics anyway. And there's a real problem with the feminizing of men these days. Could that be due to estrogenizing or feminizing microplastics? Yeah, probably. That's a very strong likelihood. But yeah, if you start injecting testosterone and stuff into your ass or wherever you happen to put it, your balls are probably going to be well, our work here is done. And it could cause fertility problems and the whole whoop-de-doo. Again, I'm not opposed to anybody doing that. You just need to know the risks, right? But if you're a female and decide to do that and start injecting testosterone in yourself, there's a million more problems you're going to have to deal with. You're going to get a big old clit. You're going to get a big old gooseneck of a clit. It's going to look horrific. But it doesn't matter because you're going to shave off a piece of your forearm and then wrap it around, I don't know, a baguette or something like that, and then staple it to your loins and call that a penis. Okay, bro. That thing doesn't do anything. You can't even pee out of it. When I go to the bathroom, I don't lift up my nutsack and pee out of my butt. I don't do that anymore. Could you imagine just going up to a urinal, lifting your nutsack and leaning way back? God, it would be a nightmare. Oh, being a woman seems like a nightmare in general, though. Let's be honest. That just seems like it sucks. You got a raw deal, women. You got a raw fucking deal.
Yeah, that's right. But because it's considered medicine and gender-affirming care, it kind of...
Big B says, I have enough kids, I want full plastic. You're going for the full plastic nutsack. Well, that's easy to do. I think, fish. A lot of fish, they have a lot of microplastics. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you turn your nuts into super balls. The bouncy balls, right? Because for a lot of men in America and probably around the world, it's just, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Testosterone rates have plummeted in the last 3 decades. Plummeted. 80% or something like that. Now a 20-year-old man has a lower testosterone rate than an 80-year-old back in, the 90s or the 80s or something like that. That is a severe issue. That is a terrible, terrible problem. Because without testosterone production, you can't make sperm. You cannot make sperm properly, which would probably somewhat account to our dropping birth rates, right? And just like Elon says, this is a very important issue. We do need to replace ourselves. We can't just be there's the dumbest shit with millennials. It's I want to live my life and go travel and go to restaurants and stuff like that, and then be the last person in my lineage to do that. And then that's it. I just took 10,000, 20,000, millions of years of evolution just so I can drink wine in fucking Paris. That's you selfish bastard. You absolutely selfish. You know how many people fucking fought and died and how many people banged and then raised little shitheads that were related to you in some way, and then now you're here and you're I just want to collect Funko Pops and, go to my Magic the Gathering and shit like that, or go do restaurants and wine. It's retarded. It is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of people do it. Why? It seems so empty and hollow. It's because of brainwashing. Let's be honest. Let's just be fucking right up there honest. It's just a bunch of fucking brainwashing for decades and decades. Not even starting with our generation. It started when we were just babies. Well, I know a lot of you guys are a little bit older. But when you're just babies, they'd start pumping out shit where like, oh, you don't want to have kids. It's just a bunch of problems. You should never have. You could get pregnant in high school. Oh no, and that'll ruin your life. Remember that? Like, oh, you're going to get pregnant in high school and you're going to ruin your life. You're going to ruin your life. That's a life ruiner right there. Like it hadn't happened to basically everyone in history. Every great man in history had a kid when he was like 16. Didn't ruin his fucking life, did it? No. It'll ruin a girl's life, yeah, but it doesn't matter because that's what they're for. I am true. That's facts. That is facts. That's facts. And now people are all like, where are my grandkids? Well, you push so hard for them not to have kids in high school or college, or wait till they're ready and wait till they have a good career, wait till they have a house and shit, and then just kind of pulled that carrot away from them the entire time. And so they're like 35 now, living in some gross inner city apartment, and they're all like, well, can we have kids now? No, because the world is not in the right place to have kids. The dumbest fucking people. The dumbest fucking people. Who's going to make it better? A bunch of Somalians? A bunch of Muslims coming over and having 13 kids with their fucking cousins? Is that who's going to make it better? Well, if you ask these people, then yes. Retarded. Everyone's goddamn retarded these days.
It softens the blow of what's actually going on. No, you're destroying your physiology.
Dan Snott says my parents were 24 and 22 when I was born. I'm glad I got to spend so much time with them. And I don't want to like... I don't want to hurt your feelings, Dan. But you're like 45, dude. Do you have kids? Do you have kids, Dan? I know. A lot of people don't have the fucking opportunity. And it's not specifically men's fault. And I'm not saying it's specifically women's fault either. Although women do go to college and they're all like, I'm going to spend my most fertile years getting a career and a job. And by the time I hit 30, then I'll want a kid. Even though it's going to be harder. Not impossible. But then they keep pushing it off and pushing it off. And I know a lot of bitches that are 35, 38, 40 years old. No kids. No kids. They just kept putting it off and being like, well, one day when I'm more secure, one day when I get married, blah, 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 blah. Well, how about this? Now you're just fucking an empty egg carton. Now you're just... And even the ones that try to have kids, a lot of millennials have fertility issues. It could be due to fucking microplastics in their nuts. It could be due to some very suspicious injections. I'm not saying which ones, because I don't want to get another strike on the old YouTubes. But I think we all know which ones I'm talking about. There is an entire myriad of things that I can't say. It's so untrue that I can't say it on YouTube. It is so untrue that I can't say it on YouTube. Are you fucking serious? I can say unicorns have sex with leprechauns and that's how Easter bunnies are made. I can say that on YouTube. Is that untrue? Yeah. That's not even canonically accurate. That is not in any way derived from the source material. In no way. But I can say the shit out of it. I can say the shit out of that. It's not true. It's not true. So it's not just about lies. It's not just about false things, right? It's specific false things. I could say the earth is flat all day long. All day long. Some people believe that. Obviously, it's bullshit. And if you believe it, I'm sorry. It is not true. The earth is not flat. Can I prove that? Not really. I'm not big enough. And I don't really care to. But I'm just saying, I could say all kinds of nonsense all day long. All day long. Sometimes damaging nonsense, right? But not very specific certain things. Because they are true. They're labeled as misinformation. But if there was actually misinformation, no one would give a shit. No one would give a shit. No one would give a shit if it was untrue. I'm telling you right now, people only get mad when you say things that are true. They only get offended when you say things that are true. This is policing of speech. This is policing of the truth and policing of reality, right? That's when you know you're over the target. When you piss somebody off, that means you're onto something. David Icke says a lot about alien reptilians and stuff like that. And not everybody laughs. I'm not saying that's correct. But not everybody laughs about that. You know, there are some people that get quite offended by that. I don't know what to tell you about that. That's some weird shit. Like, why would you get offended by that? What if I said, I hate bringing up unicorns again, but what if I said unicorns control the media and the banking system in this country? Would you get mad about that, or would you laugh? Nah, that's fucking silly. They're horses with horns on their head. There's no way they're running cash registers and like $1 trillion Ponzi schemes and like doing interracial stuff on TV shows to push an agenda. That's silly. Right?
Character selection screen,
Right.
you could change your gender. They call them transgender because you're transitioning from the... Now, I don't hate these people. I harbor no
Yeah, we see that based on the flags in the background.
resentment.
So I wonder if I can actually express my opinion towards these people. I don't think I can. Because unless it's absolutely in support and you go girl bullshit, then you cannot say a fucking word about it. All right? Maybe I can say my sentiments are the opposite of that. I think that's about as far as I can go without getting at least a community guideline strike. That's about as far as I can go. But trust me, it goes deeper than that.
And in my heart towards these people. A lot of them seem pretty chill. They seem to be pretty good at using a digital audio workstation. In my observation,
What are genuine cases where
Which are DAWs. They make music.
HRT is medically required? Well, if you're hypogonadal, which means that your testes don't produce testosterone,
Hey, Amanda.
it's probably in your best interest to...
Hey, Amanda, coming in with a hot fire. Says you better be checking on Jess since she's sick. $20. Thank you so much. Here's the fucking bell for Amanda. I appreciate that. Yes, she is sick. She's got some sort of cough that our 4-year-old... there's a name for it. I don't know what it's called, but it's some sort of respiratory infection or something. She's fine. She's not feeling good, though. Yeah. But I made it through. I was the only one that did not get sick. Yet. Knock on wood. Whatever. Fuck it.
to visit a doctor and get on TRT. That's what it
No,
was
you're not
initially
invited. You're not
designed for.
invited over to take care of my sick wife.
However, it has been abused by bodybuilders and teenagers who want to hyper optimize their life.
There's a lot of Gen Z kids that are hitting the steroids. A lot of Gen Z hitting the steroids. I didn't really, back when I was a young whippersnapper in high school, I didn't see a lot of dudes on steroids. But now it's very common. Even the chicks are running steroids. You do you. You do you. But I'm just saying there are going to be consequences. There's going to be depending, just because you do steroids doesn't mean it's automatically going to sterilize you or absolutely going to make your nuts shrivel up and just be useless for the rest of your life. But that is a possibility. There is a possibility there. So if you start doing it, just be prepared to do it for the rest of your life. Right? And again, that's not even that bad of a thing. I am not against it.
And become chads and essentially speed run life.
Well, of course, dude, because, look at all the fucking betas. There's so many fucking betas around. Wouldn't you want to be like a Chad amongst the betas? Especially when you just had this secret key that just, circumvented all of that bullshit. All that bullshit. And you see a troon, like an FTM, she goes into a fucking, gender affirming clinic, and she comes out and she's getting jacked. She's stacking on muscle. And you're like, holy shit, can I get some of that? And then you go to the doctor and you're like, hey, can I get some of that? That shit seems sweet. And they're like, no, it's dangerous for you. No, because you're a man. And we wouldn't want to affirm your gender because that's accurate. We wouldn't want you to become more of a man. We only want to make the women more of men because we know them as men are completely useless. But a man being more of a man, that could be quite dangerous to the establishment. That's the whole fucking reason. Don't give me that bullshit about how it's dangerous or blah, blah, blah. That's not, come on. You don't give a shit about us. You don't give a shit about our health, our future, or anything. You give us fucking microplastics and feed us food colorings that give us cancer 30 years early so we can just start pumping money into Pfizer as early as possible. You give us a bunch of shots. Sorry, that was not subtle. That destroy our brains and force us to be lifelong customers of pharmaceutical agencies. Don't give me that fucking bullshit about how you care so much about our health and our wellness. You don't. You just don't. You would outlaw fucking fast food and corn syrups and seed oils in a fucking hot minute. Right? Like a lot of other countries do. But nah. Nah, you don't do any of that shit. Don't even fucking tell me you give two shits about our health or our lifespan or any of that nonsense. What you care about is GDP, is lining your own pockets. That's what you give a shit about. You give a shit about changing kids so they're going to be sterile for the rest of their life. And, they're going to have to, be on these hormones. Otherwise, they're going to turn back into whatever, but not even a full version of a man anymore. You're just kind of this wonky half-breed. And that's even if you don't cut your dick off. If you do, you got a time limit. That's it. You cut your dick off and you have to spend the rest of your life, gauging, putting a fucking soda can between your legs and lubing it up and shit. That shit's painful. You're not going to do that. There's no long stretch of time that anybody wants to do that. No, not me. Not for goddamn sure not me. And so what do? Eventually, I was going to do the, but again, I have to be very careful, right? Eventually they do what 40% of those people do inevitably. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the fucking plan.
Because instant gratification feels a lot better for these people than actually working for something and having the fruits of your labor pay off exponentially as you age.
Amanda says, I kind of want to take testosterone so my clit gets bigger. Why? Why are you going to do that? You want a big hairy clit? Is that what you want? You want a bit, it's just like is it going to be prehensile? Like an elephant's penis where you can pick up coconuts and smash them against a rock? I'm not saying that's a bad idea. Honestly, that sounds badass. I wish I could hang from a tree branch from my wiener, dude. I can move it, right? I can move it. Like if I have a boner and I kind of it'll do that, right? But I can't like wrap it around a tree branch and like hang on it and stuff like while I use my hands and my feet to do other things. But that would be great. That'd be great. I could really get some stuff done. And who knows? There might be weird sex applications to that. Go for it, Amanda. Go for it. Just start jamming Cypionate or something, or Sustanon, and then see what happens. See if it gets like big and strong, and like a graboid from Tremors, right? Where it just comes out, right? Burt Gummer has to blow it away with a 50 cal.
Observation. Don't know what it is. I'm listening to Spotify.
Like a possum
some
with your
mix.
dong. Yeah, exactly.
I hear a new song. I'm like, wow, did a chick really cook this up in Ableton? And I just investigate a little further, and there's always more to the story. By the way,
there's always more to the story. Hey, did a chick really make this beat? It slaps. And then you're like, oh. The no is the answer. I love it when they're all like, oh, the Wachowski sisters made The Matrix. Girls made The Matrix. Girls wrote The Matrix. No, they didn't. Not even when they wrote The Matrix were they girls. They were not girls. So technically, they were still males when they made The Matrix. And then they're all like, you know what? We're going to be chicks now. And probably les out together and like swap panties and stuff. I don't know what girls do. Weird stuff. But the Wachowski twins, let's call them, they probably like swap Hello Kitty underwear and stuff. I am completely assuming. I don't know what women do. I try not to. Because they're scary. They make no sense. They're all over the map. Emotionally, mentally, they're all over the map. So me trying to understand women would be me looking into the abyss. Eventually, it's going to look back. I don't need that shit in my life. Do you? I didn't think so.
That's actually a funny...
Amanda says swap panties? Really? Don't tell me, Amanda. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to. I just don't.
Observation. He's talking about,
hey, Renee's.
say, hyperpop. Or
Renee's, do you swap panties?
internet music being influenced by trans artists, and that does seem to be the case. But as we
Fat Girl says looking into the abyss is a good way to get pink eye. Yeah. It's not that. I'm not looking at the buttholes.
Because there seems to be an overlap of neurodivergence.
It's the psyche. It's the psyche. It's the entire psyche of women. Look into a girl's butthole is very typical for men, right? You're doing the doggy style thing, and it's very typical because, like, that's what is on display. I'm sorry if women do not understand this, but I mean, it's right there. It's right there. Don't be shy about it and be like, no, because it's the fucking... It is the main attraction. It's right there, dude. Like, what do you think we're looking at the back of your head? No. No. That's silly.
And being transgender. Is it one-to-one? No, of course not. But perhaps more creative, open types are more susceptible to trans ideology or gender dysphoria than, say, a conservative man would be.
I have no hatred for these people, but I have noticed.
Okay, man, we get it. You have no hatred. You have no hatred for these people. You have no hatred for those people, right? Okay, you get to stay on YouTube and Kick and Twitch. Should I be on Kick and Twitch? Should I do that? Is that something I should do? I just hang out and Rumble like some sort of like Rumble. I don't know. That's not something I should worry about right now. I don't give a shit, really. You know, there's people that watch me on Twitter And there's people watch me on you. There's one guy watching me on YouTube, and hey, one guy. And then the rest of you are watching me on Rumble, and it's not a big group. It's not a huge crew, but you guys are there every night, and I appreciate that. I don't need a large cult. I need a dedicated cult. That's what's important. You can take your fly-by-night 10,000 people and do whatever you want. I need 30 or 40 people that will die for me. That's what I need. That's what I need. Right? So take your Kicksers and your Twitchers and stuff like that. I got my little crew. Okay? That are my ride or die bitches.
A strange and sinister pattern emerge. I have eyes, I have ears. I have observed something. A connection.
Yes, it is, Manda. Manda, that is you. It is you. You may not, no, you are, yes, you're part of the, you are not. Come on, Manda. You are not part of Nexium. You are not part of Nexium. You have to be, like, famous to be a, no, come on. No way.
Strong correlation between gooning and transitioning. Upon noticing this connection,
I don't even know how you noticed that connection. What forums are you on?
I've seen it to be pretty strong.
Background noise says, I think if you were on Twitch, you have to wear a bikini and gamble on Kick. I don't know. I get, should I just sit here and gamble? Should I just sit here and gamble on stuff? Would you guys watch that? I wouldn't. I wouldn't watch that shit. I might. I don't know.
Enough for me to put forward that what is known as gender dysphoria is something, a neurosis.
Which it used to be defined as.
Can you even say that? You can't. Can you say that? Can you say it's a neuroses? Can you say you're being neurotic if you want to cut your dick and balls off and like fucking, mount them on a plaque and put it on your wall like you shot a deer? Where's that cat? Sorry, I have to get the cat.
Gender dysphoria. I'm pretty sure now that's not a thing. Not that these vernacular vocabulary definitions truly matter. It's semantics. But perhaps the Overton window has shifted in such a way where this has become more acceptable to the masses. Which then begs the question, can this behavior be influenced? And I would say,
anyways,
yes,
guys,
it can.
Do you wanna move on? I feel like I kind of want to move on a little bit. I think I want to move on from this entire gender dysphoria thing. I think it's a little heavy for me, right? It's getting me worked up. Don't get me wrong. It's getting me worked up, and I'm here for it. But I think I want to do some wavy web surf. I like Wavy. Wavy's my boy. Is that okay? Is that okay with everybody? Is that cool with everybody? We're gonna do that for a little while. I'm gonna switch gears here, and not where I'm gonna cut the skin off my arm, and then make it look like a potato that's hanging from my torso.
Just like the good old days, boys. It's time to shove some nerds in a locker. In early September of 2023, both Thomas and Andrew were arrested and charged with felony theft.
It is my show.
Were facing 6 years in prison and $10,000 in fines at the time.
Didn't we already do that one?
In May of 2025, Thomas Dunbar pled guilty to a lesser charge and was sentenced to 2 years of probation and was ordered to pay restitution to Alec Hokeman, the president of Pastime Games.
I just don't want to get too worked up on my own show, I got like an early bedtime. I'm still pretty jet lagged. I don't get over jet lag super easily. I'm not good at it. I'll be grumpy for a while. I'll get up at 4 a.m. and I'll be like, I want to go back to sleep. It's like 6 p.m. and stuff. But no, I come here and I do the show for you guys. Even though Amanda's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this cult because I'm trying to apply to Nexium. Good luck, bitch. Good luck. I'm just saying, you better shell out some cheese. This cult is much cheaper. It's a lot cheaper. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's a little bit lower prestige. It's a little lower quality. I'm not going to lie to you. But it is a lot cheaper. It's a lot more affordable.
Along with 27...
And you get more one-on-one time. You get more one-on-one time with the all me, the top dude, the top cult guy, and that's worth something. That's worth something.
$1,141 to Wizards of the Coast. 40 hours of community.
I was kidding you, F. Stop it, because I can't say those sweet, delectable words.
Community service was tacked on to all of this, and the man was also compelled to write an apology letter to the Gen Con community. Andrew Geom is still making his way through the court system and has a trial date set for July of 2025. It's impressive to me how half-baked this heist was and how close they were to actually getting away with it fully. I mean, the balls on the...
I like covering the heavier subjects. I really do. But they're meaty and they take a lot out of me. And I just don't have that much to give. I wake up and do day wave, and then I have to spend the rest of my day being a father and like playing with my kids and sleeping a lot of it. And then I come and I do this for a couple of hours. And then I go back to sleep, I guess. I'm just saying, I don't have a lot in me, right? So I'll get worked up. My blood pressure will raise. And I can't. I'm trying to live a long time. And it's short spurts. I'm a sprinter. I'm not a marathon runner. Jess probably laughs because she knows I don't run at all.
These dudes to just stroll out with a fucking pallet, bro, and then later try to...
Despite says, oh, you poor thing. Yeah. Well, hey, at least, I don't have to drive a golf cart through a beautiful state park every day. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Despite. That sounds awful. What do you do on your breaks? You go fishing and you listen to podcasts? That sucks.
Sell the cards. That takes a special kind of idiot.
That
Though
sucks.
even dumber is the subject of our next story. An individual who went to jail over a dispute
That's not a
regarding
pallet.
convention
Dan,
seat.
calm down.
It's a story
Calm
that
down.
involves Comic-Con, an ink pen, Seth Rogen, and somebody...
Big B says, you just got back from vacation. Go scorched earth next week. Yeah. I might. I got a bunch of shit coming up too. That's not even... I got another vacation coming up in November. I'm going to Hawaii. So it's like... And then I'm probably going to go off for like Christmas and stuff too. So it's like, fuck, man. I'm not made of time. I'm just not. This is all I have. I'll give you short little spurts. I'll rant, right? But as I get older, I just can't rant like I used to. That's not true.
his eyeball. The Comic-Con eye stabbing incident.
Dan Snot says must be nice. Well, yeah, not being you is pretty nice. I look myself in the mirror every day. I'm like, thank God I'm not Dan Snot. It's true.
The date is July 24th, 2010, around
I need a
5
vacation
p.m.
from all these vacations.
Location, Hall H inside San Diego Comic-Con. The room was packed to the gills. About 6,500 people were inside, and everyone was there for the star-studded movie panels taking place throughout the day. And you'll never guess what the most...
Dan Snot says I would be glad too. So at least he's got that self-awareness. I appreciate that. It's good to be aware of your position in life and the hand you're dealt.
An anticipated panel was
Got a lot of low cards, Dan. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was for the movie
So
Paul.
mean.
Yeah, the movie where
So
Seth Rogen
mean.
plays an alien that escapes Area 51 and smokes weed and cusses.
Meh. That movie was meh. Meh.
You guys partake?
As a panel for the latest Resident Evil movie was near
Mia Jovovich? This girl right here. She's good looking. She's good looking. She was super hot in The Fifth Element when she was Corbin Dallas Multipass. And by the way, it's so sad seeing fucking Bruce Willis just disintegrate. Why are you posting that on the internet? Why are you look at Bruce Willis. He can barely walk and talk and shit like that. And he's a shell of the former action hero he was. Okay, that sucks and all, but why are you posting that on the internet? That seems like a very private, family-oriented thing. Right? That doesn't seem like something that needs to be like publicized. I wouldn't want you to do that if I was Bruce Willis. You know, remember me when I'm crawling through the air vents being like, oh, come out to the coast, have a few laughs. Remember me doing that, you know? Shooting rooskies on the tops of buildings and shit. Please remember me doing that. Not like fucking in a walker and be like, who am I again? Oh, I used to be fucking famous and like nail supermodels and shit like that. I'm sure he did. I don't know that for a fact about Bruce Willis, but come on, he's fucking Bruce Willis. He was the man. He was the fucking man. And now he's just like slumped over a fucking walker. You know, fucking like soup dribbling down his chin and shit like that. And his granddaughter or his daughter, I don't know. Just, we're putting this on social media. Why? Why, you vindictive bitch? Why? Why sully his name like that? Now that's what people are going to remember him as. Instead of the cool-ass action hero. I don't know. It's just sad. Mila Jovovich was hot. Bruce Willis was cool. Better times, y'all. Better times. I feel like we're coming to the end of the world. Right? Do you guys feel that? Do you guys also feel that? Do we all get the vibe that we're all coming to the end of the world, the end of the road, essentially? And I'm not talking about like how, oh, I'm getting old. It's, you know, my time is. No, I'm not talking about that at all. I got a lot of good decades left in this corpus, right? I'm in fantastic shape. Probably the best shape I've ever been in. No, I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about the world as a whole seems to be in its final act. Are you also feeling this vibe? Are you also with the wars going on and the Middle East, wars popping up all over the place? The AI singularity, and then like robots taking over, and like technology just doing this parabolic arc and then fucking money is disintegrating in our hands, right? The US dollar has lost 40% of its value in like the last 2 or 3 years. Like, and then all the social bullshit, people cutting off their wieners and then sticking it on a fucking window, right? Watching it slide down like somebody's hucking pickles at the wall at a Burger King. How is this not the end? How is this not the fucking end? Do you guys feel that too? Is it just me? It can't be just me.
Nearing its end, Seth Rogen and the cast of Paul were set to take the stage. And you know, this is the era of like peak.
Knobsdog says Demi Moore was also hot. Jennifer Connelly. Very hot.
Pineapple Express knocked up Seth Rogen. So the crowd starts going nuts, and there's something of a struggle as additional people enter the hall to try to get a seat. Things quickly get violent.
Big B says they milking that cow till he's dead. They have no souls. It seems like that, right? It sure does seem like that. It really, I mean, unless they do like the Elliot Page. I don't want to dead name anybody. Unless they do the Elliot Page child sacrifice. I can say that. I can't call her. But, I can say she was a child sacrifice on the pedophile ring that is Hollywood. Right? That's fair game. That's fair game. If they can't do that, then they're going to, gawk at, like circling vultures over Bruce Willis right now. Oh, look, he's dying. Ka, ka. Like he's going to be a desiccated corpse soon. Ka, ka. Right? And just pick his bones.
A scuffle breaks out as two men try to get a front row seat for the iconic Rogan laugh. And when
I hate the modern world. I really do. I really, really do. And it's not even like the fault of technology or like the modern generation or anything like that. It's just this confluence of bullshit that's just like kind of just coming together. It's all coming together. It's like the fucking A-Team. I gotta light a cigar and be like, I love it when a plan comes together. This plan fucking sucks. And I'm like right here. I'm peaking as all this shit comes down, right? Am I here? Am I doing this for a reason? Am I one of the very few sentient human beings on this planet? Right? Because most people do not have souls, right? That has to be a fact. That is a stone cold fact. Most people are NPCs. I know that for a fact. There's no way that's not true. At least most people. At least most people. Like, right? I would be shocked if it wasn't closer to 80 or 90% of just, there's a few players, right? Everybody else is a non-player character. There's a few players. Everybody else is an NPC. And the NPCs, they're all like, no, we're real people too. Nope. You are just a very high quality simulation. That's all. And there's a select few of us that have some sort of soul, some sort of driver behind the wheel, right? And the rest of you are just fucking robots. I mean, that I have to think that, right? Because if I didn't think that, I would be even sadder than I am now. Saying something.
When words don't solve the dispute, one of these men produces an ink pen from his pocket and with swordsman-like precision stabs his rival Rogan enjoyer directly in the eyeball with the pen. With the Comic-Con combatant wounded, shocked attendees nearby step in and break up the two. I have to say, a guy getting stabbed in the eye at the end of a Resident Evil panel.
I didn't even know Comic-Cons were that metal. I don't think I've been to a Comic-Con. I haven't been to a Comic-Con. I'm supposed to go this year. I want to go. I'm planning on going. I definitely do plan on going this year. Orlando Comic-Con is popping, too. Apparently this year is going to be huge.
Seems rather fitting. The maimed Paul enjoyer is then taken out on a stretcher and sent to the University of California at San Diego Hospital, where he was treated for a laceration to his eyelid. Thankfully, he wasn't permanently blinded from the stabbing. The pen-wielding attacker who...
You guys know what that means, right? Black. I'm not saying that has anything to do with anything, but like people with this skin tone tend to be a little bit more violent. That's not racist. That's not racist at all. People with this much melanin tend to be more violent. How is that racist? Tell me, how is that racist in any way?
Who went unnamed in reports, was subsequently arrested and charged with...
Why does he look like Kanye? He looks like Kanye.
Assault. The man was seen wearing a Harry Potter shirt as he was escorted off of the premises and to jail by police.
What is this?
In a video
What
which
the
I previously
fuck,
would
dude?
assume to have been...
Why would you put that? Why would you put that in my chat? I clicked on it. Don't click on that, guys. Don't click on that.
Lost media, a man actually recorded the scene at Comic-Con as the attacker was being escorted away. The videographer is initially confused at what's occurred, but others in attendance progressively fill him in on what happened as the footage goes on. Take a look.
So Hall H is actually closed. That's why these people are booing. Oh, I guess.
Despite it says, John, don't click that. Way too late. Way too late, bro. Why would you even put it in my chat if you didn't expect me to click on it? And now it's going to be a problem because people know that I click on things that are in my chat. And so I'm going to have to be negotiating landmines.
He got arrested for something. I don't know. Anyway, something happened. But
That was for Knob.
Hall H is closed. So, where's Crystal? What's going on here? What happened?
Knob says, I'm not clicking on that. Yeah, I mean, like... No, you should. Knobs, you should click on that. You click on that. Click on that or I'm banning you from the chat.
For what?
I don't know.
Is that to me more? Hold on. Is that to me more? Hold on. I'm going to click on it again. Yep. My God.
I was over there in cuffs for a while.
So tell him what happened to Hall H.
Jesus.
Apparently there's a health emergency and Hall H is closed indefinitely.
And so basically, the guy in there.
Where's
The
your
guy who
shield?
was getting walked away in handcuffs, who had blood on his.
Where's your shield? You keep asking me to be a mod. I'm not going to give you the mod shit because I don't trust you with it.
Sure, stabbed somebody in the Hall H.
You abuse it. You abuse it,
Resident
Amanda.
Evil,
Just
like,
like some
thing.
random person?
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I know.
I'm sorry.
Oh my.
You abuse it. That's just how it is.
That man stabbed another person in the face with a pin over a seat in
Never give women power.
Resident Evil.
It's true. It's true. They abuse it. They just abuse it. And it's just like, no, it's going to cause nothing but problems. I don't even need that many mods, right? The channel is not big enough for me to need that many mods. There's a few mods I have, right? There's a few of them. I don't need all that many. And it has caused problems before.
Panel at Hall H at Comic-Con.
Eventually, Hall H would open back up and the panel for Paul would commence. And while I
Hit the like button, by the way, if you'd be so kind. It helps the channel. It helps me with my self-esteem, which is already in the gutter. Come on, let's be honest. I have nothing going for me.
can't find any footage of cast members
Just kidding. My life is awesome. But yeah, hit the like button anyway.
or Seth Rogen addressing the stabbing incident. In a subsequent panel for the first Avengers
Yes, Strawberry,
movie,
I have
Robert
made that
Downey
mistake
Jr.
before.
does make a quip regarding it. Based Reddit moment.
Giving out mod status like overthrowing out cars. And this is true. And it caused a gigantic problem. And it was just a problem. It just became a problem. It just became a problem.
Stab anybody anywhere until I'm done talking.
The following day, Comic-Con's marketing and PR director would make a statement to a
Knobs Dog says, okay, I clicked on it. Okay, I'll just go ahead and click on it one more time. Just to make sure. Yep. That is definitely. Holy crap. Holy crap. Jesus, dude.
journalist regarding the attack. Further clarifying
What'd you think, Knob? What did you think? Can you tell us what you thought about that? Tell us.
what happened during the incident.
What happened yesterday with the incident Resident Evil was stabbing?
Yeah, there was an incident in the Hall H in between panels. From what we understand, two friends got into an altercation, and the police were there very quickly. Security was there very quickly.
Amanda says, you suck. I donate more than anyone here, and I can't get a mod status. Yeah. It's not for sale. You do, and I really do appreciate you so much for donating, because I really do appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. It's not for sale. It's not for sale. It's just no, because I know what you're gonna do with it. I know what you're gonna do with it, and I that's just it.
Shut it down. I think the whole thing took about.
Big B Trigger says like a giant toupee. It is. It is like that could seriously, like you could shave that thing and make a wig for a Make-A-Wish kid. Like that needs to be donated. That's like a lot. I didn't even know that much hair grew. That is like so hairy. Okay, fine. If you're going to be like that.
40 minutes.
She says, "Okay, then I won't donate anymore. See ya." Okay, I can't do it. I just can't do it.
From the time it started,
I'm sorry, I just can't do it.
Go ahead and resume programming in there.
From what I understand, the victim of the stabbing made a full recovery and the rest of Comic-Con went on without a hitch. The incident going down as a landmark case of criminal activity, at least in terms of Comic-Con. Was it worth all of that for a fucking Seth Rogen meet and greet, my dude? He just needed one laugh. It was fucking worth it.
So we've got a patient with an
I hate Seth
pin
Rogen's
jammed
laugh.
into his eye down the hallway, so I won't keep you too long here. Finding a healthcare provider can be a stressful process, and I think we can all relate to that uneasy feeling of going in blind to a doctor you've never met before that you found on a Google search.
Miranda says, "I'm a baby, a sexy baby." Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Amanda, I read all your comments. I do. I read all your comments. Specifically because you donate so much. I read all your comments. You can't be like, you cannot buy a mod. You can't buy a mod off me. That's not how this game works. It's my show.
ZocDoc can help you here.
Oh, you're replying to Knobs? What? Oh yeah, he said you baby. And then she said she was a sexy baby. Okay, okay. 10-4. I don't read Knobs' comments because he doesn't fucking donate anything. I do read them sometimes because sometimes he says funny things. But, like, not always.
ZocDoc is a free website where you can search and
Renee
compare
says, I hate Seth Rogen in general. I'm with you on that.
quality providers, helping you weed through the uncertainty and make a more informed decision. And even better, with ZocDoc...
Knob says I didn't click. Click on it, Knob. What are you doing? Click on it. Click on it, dude. Click on it. It looks like she's got Steve Gutenberg in a leg lock. Like she's right. Fucking just a big old mess of hair.
You avoid the secretaries and phone calls and can make an appointment right there on the site. Useful filters allow you to see...
Renee says you have to earn money, John. Show us your nips. Again, this isn't fun. It's not OnlyFans. This isn't even Daywave, right? And it's not. This is a hard-hitting news channel. All right, this is a very serious program. I feel like you guys don't take me seriously. You guys don't take me seriously. You guys don't. No. You can't buy mods, and you can't pay me to take my shirt off. Actually, you might be able to pay me to take my shirt off, but like, not these fucking $5, $20. No, you're gonna have to really like shell out some change for me to take my shirt off, like $1,000 or something like that. I know that's impossible. That's why I put it there. Like, it'd be cheaper just to do it on Daywave. Honestly, it would. I don't even get any of that money. I just do it to be a good sport there. Right? This is a different show. Daywave is a fever dream. All right? This is news. This is hard-hitting philosophy and little bits of comedy. There's a little comedy here and there, right? But there's really more about philosophical topics, you know. This is for current events and social studies, kind of. But I'll do it with my shirt off if you give me $1,000.
if providers accept your insurance, and you can also filter by distance and providers who have been
I
rated
think $200
by verified
sounds
patients.
reasonable.
You'll also see a provider's full
All right, fine, $200 and I'll do it. But that's it. I'm not going any lower.
listing of available appointments, making it a rather leisurely
I like how we're haggling about me being a whore.
process to go on there and book.
By the way, do you guys know how much those OnlyFans whores make? 95% of them, maybe even higher, like 98, 99% make less than $50 a month. Whoa. That is a shot to the ego. That is a shot to the ego. I mean, and it honestly made me feel a lot better about myself. Because, like, I make more than that. I make more than that. I honestly make more than that doing it. I don't even have to take out my cooter and like smash the salesman or whatever you call it when women masturbate. I don't have good names for that because I don't know if women enjoy masturbating. I don't think they enjoy sex. Not when I'm doing it to them.
Something. Usually you can lock in an appointment 24 to 72 hours out, but in some cases you can actually get a day of appointment with ZocDoc. It really is the best way to see a
Despite just posted the same link again. Go ahead and everybody click on it.
provider on a whim. ZocDoc has over 100,000 providers in its network, and they cover the specialties too, from dental, skin, eye, you name it. This is great for if you just have like a one-off issue.
It's a Punani pyramid scheme. OnlyFans? I don't see how it's a pyramid scheme, but it's hilarious that you can make more at a part-time job in a day, honestly, in one day, than, you know, spreading your cooter all over the internet all month, sometimes doing it for hours and hours at a time, right? And making like $20. Maybe. A lot of chicks are just like airing their junk out for nothing, just for freebies. Like, whoa. That's going to be hard when you want to get married and like have kids, and then those kids grow up and go to middle school, and then their friends will be like, hey, yo, this your mom? Because she was not making a lot of money. And I can see why, because she's gross. I was going to say I jerked off to your mom, but like, let's be honest. She's like, but I'm sorry for you. But I'm still going to rip on you mercilessly until you leave this school.
So you got like a rash on your skin or something?
Yep, that's how it goes. None of them sell Amway. Honestly, you can make more selling Amway. You can make more selling like Mary Kay Cosmetics than being a whore on OnlyFans. Hey, Manda, you should try it. Can you try it, Manda? Can you try? Because, like, just as an experiment, right? I want to see, like, you know, I can't do that to you. I'm not going to do that to you. Don't do that. I'm not going to encourage that in any way. In any facet, in any way. But if you do, let me know how much you make.
And you want to get a dermatologist, you can go on ZocDoc and find a specialist easily. So stop.
You want to be a star, don't you?
Putting those doctor's appointments off. Go to ZocDoc.com/wavywebsurf to book an appointment with
look at that. Another $20. Why are you watching Zoomer videos? Here, I'll give you a bell. Boom. Boom. Zoomer videos? How is this a Zoomer video? And who cares? You're watching me. I'm not a Zoomer. I'm a millennial. I'm smack dab in the middle of millennials. So, I don't even know that this guy's I think this guy might be a millennial too. I'm not sure.
a top-rated provider today. Now, I've got an ink pen to remove. Yeah, just get the forceps ready. We'll yank it out.
Eye stabbings would only be the beginning of absurd violence taking place at Comic-Con. Next, we move to one of the most infamous cases, involving a man plowing over a parade of zombie walkers. Deaf man runs over zombie.
Dan Snow says I should be getting a mod for sending you that bell. I do like the bell. I really do. But no. No.
zombie role players.
No.
On July 26, 2014, San Diego Comic-Con's Zombie Walk event was underway. The event is self-explanatory. Folks dress up like zombies, group up.
I don't know what's happening. Is this like that slut walk? I know what happened. The zombie walk ran into slut walk, and these are like syphilis sores or something like that. Do you get sores from syphilis? Yeah, you do, right? This is like their skin falling off from all the sluts.
Together and stagger about in the street outside of Comic-Con, making the place look like a scene out of Walking Dead, but like one of the good early seasons. However, one motorist on the road apparently didn't get the memo about Zombie Walk.
They just open fire, and just plowed through them.
48-year-old Matthew Pachi was on his way with his girlfriend and some family members to Comic-Con, approaching the venue right as the Zombie Walk was taking place. Matthew, who I should note is deaf, at some point got confused as to where he was supposed to go and ended up driving into the area where the zombie walkers were romping about. The deaf driver, unable to pass through the crowd, gets frustrated and starts laying on his horn in an effort to get him to move.
I thought you weren't allowed to drive when you're deaf. You're not allowed to wear headphones that cover both of your ears when you're driving. For sirens and stuff like that. Why are you allowed to drive when you're deaf? Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. I didn't think that you were allowed to do that.
Naturally, this upsets the walkers who are rightfully occupying the intersection for the scheduled event. Agitated, some of them begin banging on his vehicle.
Renee's does deserve a mod. Yeah, I should be getting a mod because I'm pretty... Yeah, you are cool. And you've never caused any problems. But I don't need any more mods. I just honestly don't need any more mods. And again, it's happened before where it's just been a problem. It's just been a problem. I don't... You know... Even Thought has really not caused any issues that I can think of. So, like, even Thought would be an acceptable mod. Fucking Dan Snot's every year. Look, I don't have that many. Ardenshire is a mod, all right? There's a couple other mods. There's a couple of mods. My wife is a mod. There's a couple other people. That's it, right? And I know there is something, like, Despite's a mod. Despite's a mod because, look, if you do work for the show, which honestly, Thought has done work. So if anything, Thought would be probably the top of the list to get a mod ship. Right? Because she has done work for the show. But I'm still not doing it. I don't need any more mods.
Vehicle. And when two zombie-dressed men jump on the hood of his car, the driver loses his composure and plows over the walkers.
Your Thought says can't get a speeding ticket if you can't hear the officer ask, do you know how fast you were going? Black guy thinking face. Yeah, no. No, he would just stare at him blankly. Do you know why I pulled you over? And he just stares at him. Just like that. And the cop's like, all right, you're free to go. Because what are you going to do? Deaf people are not allowed to drive. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm pretty sure that deaf people are not allowed to drive. Dan Snot says, but John, you met me and realized how cool I was. Yeah. You're not getting a mod. I sure did. I sure was like, wow, Dan Snot is pretty cool. I'm not going to make him a mod ever. Ever.
Matthew's freak out sent multiple people flying. One woman was seriously injured, thrown to the ground with a broken arm and blood was...
Okay, Amanda comes in, says, there we go. What seems to be the officer problem? What seems to be the officer problem? I can't do deaf, because my deaf comes off as Down syndrome, and I kind of think they're the same. I don't know. One has retarded ears, the other one has like retarded chromosomes. So, potato, potato. Potato, they would say, because they're retarded. No one says potato. No one in their right mind has ever said potato. If I ever heard someone say potato, I'd strangle them.
Was reportedly flowing from her body. The man drove for a few more blocks until eventually calming down and thankfully stopping before anyone else got injured. Police quickly approached and detained him. At the time,
Amanda, I'm okay with that.
Cops didn't charge Matthew,
I'm okay
but
with
after
that.
viewing the footage, he was arrested and hit with 1 felony count of reckless driving.
Whoa!
Upon being arrested, the deaf man told police, quote, "I don't understand what the big deal is. Isn't this what happens to zombies in the movies?
I mean, he's right about that 100%. He's just playing into it.
Get ran over and crushed by cars. I was only contributing to the realism of the event." I'm kidding, don't sue me. In court, the obvious question was if Matthew, a hearing impaired man, was genuinely confused and in fear for his safety when being crowded by the zombie walkers and plowing over them. If that was the case, his culpability would be reduced. Matthew testified in court.
Critical Thought says, I called the police the other day when I locked my key in the car. They said, we don't do that anymore, ma'am. Did they ever do that? Did the cops ever help you with your keys in the car? I don't. They never did. Not that I remember. Did they? No, Never heard them ever doing that. What are they going to do? Smash your window open? They're going to be like, yeah, your car's locked.
Claiming that he was in fear while stuck in the crowd. Here he is in court signing
So I let a crackhead destroy my car like a spider monkey getting into it.
his explanation for his actions.
That's funny.
The punching of the windshield, everything that was happening in the car, I just felt the car door open on the passenger side. My wife screamed because the back...
How do you know she screamed?
There was... somebody was against the door, and we panicked and we just went forward. A bump, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was the curb.
He did express remorse for the woman who was injured, signing to the court this message of sympathy.
I could not get her off my mind.
On November 4th...
It's just a bird. He just flipped her the bird. He knew exactly what it was. He didn't really think there were zombies, right? He really didn't think there were zombies. He was just being a retard.
2015, the jury found Matthew guilty for his crime, and he was facing up to 3 years in prison. However, some leniency was shown by the judge given his remorse and the circumstances regarding his hearing impairment. On December 11, 2015, Matthew was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 60 days of home confinement, and 120 hours of community service.
Maybe you should revoke his license. If he's posing a danger to the public because of his lack of ability to hear people say, "Oh my God, he's running us over. Please stop. Oh my God, there's so much blood." Wouldn't that be just cause to revoke his license? Is that just me? Wouldn't that just be like, wouldn't that make so much fucking sense to be like, this guy is a danger to the public, so let's get him off the road. He has a wife who I assume is hearing enabled. So, you know what? I bet he looks like a boomer, right? And so I bet you anything, he has his phone not on silent. I bet it's on, I bet the ringer is on, and I bet it's full fucking volume too, right? The vibrate's on too, right? Because that's what he could. But the ringer's on. And it's always been on. His entire life. It's always been on. In the movie theater for some god awful reason. At restaurants or something. He said just a loud, like the loudest, because boomers all do that. Boomers they don't have their phone on vibrate. All the boomers, there's a ringtone, and then you hear it, and then they pick it up, and they fucking do that. A fucking restaurant? Why are you fucking doing that? Why is your phone not on silent? Everybody's phone. My phone has been on silent for at least a decade. If not, I think after I got it, like a month later, I turned it on silent. If not immediately. But like boomers don't do that. They want everybody to know they got a phone call. Look how important I am. I got a fucking phone call. I'm going to answer it right here in this goddamn restaurant. Hello? 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 You get perfect service. I know you get perfect service. Why you got to speak from the chest like that? Text them. Text them. Or at least put your phone on fucking silent. I don't know why they don't do that.
Cosplayers may have been the victims in the zombie walk story, but in our next
Dan Snot says my phone never rings. Well, no one ever calls you. All right, that's a different problem.
Case, a group of furries banded together and went on the attack. Furries beat the shit out of a domestic abuser. FurCon is an annual furry convention.
Big B says my phone is on loud. I can't hear it when it vibrates. Well, you're in a big rig, so I'm gonna give you a pass on that. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a pass on that because your work is loud, and I'll give you a pass, Big B.
Convention held in San Jose, California, where thousands of furry enthusiasts flocked to masquerade as their animal avatars. While typical headline
Thought says, I don't like my phone on silent when I'm not working. I don't want to check my phone over and over. Really? I pick my phone up 100 times a day. And it's not because I'm checking to see if somebody called me or text me. Because I'm like looking at Twitter or something like that. Or like a million other things. Really, Thought? You actually actively check your phone to see if somebody texts you or somebody is calling you or has called you. That's strange to me. Are you extremely popular? I don't get a lot of phone calls. I'm not going to lie. Unless my wife is out of the house, I'm not really expecting a phone call. I do get phone calls. But a third of them are scammers, at least. And then the rest, I don't want to answer. Because I'm not about talking to people. If you called me and I didn't know you were going to call me, I don't want to talk to you. That's the cold, hard truth. I don't want to talk to you. I don't. I'm busy. I'm not going to say I have like social anxiety or anything, but I guess you could call it that because I didn't prep for this conversation. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what you're going to say. You're going to throw a bunch of curveballs at me that I have to use my brain. No. Just no. I don't know. No. You can text me or you can leave me a message or something like that. Perhaps I'll get back to you. But 90% chance I won't. Because no, I'm not a good communicator. Royce fucking tells me all the time how I'm a bad friend because I never fucking text back. And that's fair because I don't. And I won't. And he has learned to accept this. He thought I was dead for like several times. Like when Hurricane Helene came through, I didn't talk to him for weeks. Not a single like, hey, I'm okay, just in case you're wondering. And he sent me text, and I saw them. I saw them, and I was just fucking stranded in my house, and I'm like, bruh. That's a bad friend. I'm a bad friend. I get that. And I'm still on Twitter. I'm responding to other things because I don't know. It's just, that is a bad friend. I actually kind of feel guilty about it.
Line stories about furries involve pedophilia or animal abuse. This one actually has the furries shutting down an abuser.
Thought says I haven't had voicemail set up in like 5 years at least. No, I get that. I also get that because I've done that too. But like I had to set mine up because things because of things. All right? Can I tell you that? Can I say things without getting too in depth?
It all takes place on the evening of January 18th.
John has main character syndrome. Yeah, that's so fucking true. Like, Renee's, I can't even tell you how fucking accurate that is. Like, that is... I don't even think most people are alive. I don't even think most people have a soul or any... I think 99% of... I've just talked about this. 99% of people are fucking automatons that are there for my interaction, right? When I leave the Starbucks, everyone in there disappears, right? There is no one around that exists when I do this. Gone. Everyone's gone. Like a toddler. I don't have object permanence, right? If I'm not looking directly at it, it doesn't exist. So yeah, I'm not going to say solipsism, but close to, very close to.
Just outside of the Fur
very
Con
close
venue,
to that.
witnesses on the street reported seeing a car burning out and driving erratically in a hotel parking lot just up the road on South Market Street. The car then takes to the main road, and furries who were lingering about suddenly hear a woman screaming for help, yelling, "Get out, get out, get out." The vehicle parked close by.
Critical Thought makes another good point. She says he is the main character of the show. That is a very good point. I am the only character on this show. There's a reason I don't have guests. There's a reason I don't take calls. I don't have like call-ins or anything like that. This is about me. This is about my stream of consciousness. Okay? It's not be like, oh, we have our special guest, professor of quantum physics from MIT. Welcome, professor. No, because I would just talk over him. I'd be like, shut up, science nerd. I'm talking now. I do Daywave, but Daywave is like, I'm barely on Daywave. Daywave, I'll crack a couple of jokes, and then I'll fade off into some la-la land that I made up in my own head that's actually a lot more beautiful than anything reality could, you know, even pretend to get close to. And then I'll come back, and I'll crack a couple more jokes, and, you know, they might be zingers, and they might fall flat. It doesn't really matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. And I am there every day. I'm there. I get the link. I sit down. I'm like, hey, guys, good morning. And they're like, hey, what's up? And then we talk about something. We talk about something for a few minutes, like 10 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes before the show. And then we go live. And then that's it. I just crack a couple of jokes, say a few things, say a couple lines. Bingo, bango. I'm out of there. Out of there at noon. Go hit the gym. Come back. Have some lunch. Play with my kids for a while. Do some chores. It's an easy life. You know? It's an easy life. Maybe I'll go to the beach. That's what I want. You know? That's what I want. I want a peaceful life. Okay? I don't want to muck it up with a bunch of bullshit. I don't want to be like, oh, I have an interview. No, fuck that. Fuck that, dude. Fuck. I'm not going to be like, I have a 2-hour phone call with some jerk. I just, you know, he's from Jerktown and doing jerk things. And people will find it interesting. He's like famous and he's well known. So better blah, blah, blah. Blah. Nope. Won't do that. Occasionally I'll get invited on shows. I have said yes and I have said no. Sometimes I have said yes and then I just never got a call back and I didn't pursue it at all. Because I don't want to I don't want to stress myself out like that. I want an easy, peaceful life. All right? Can you respect that? Can you guys just respect that? Right? I got a good thing going here. And yes, this is main character energy. This is 100% main character energy. It's about me. Oh, man. I'm crazy.
At FurCon, and that's when the group of furries saw that Inside the vehicle, a young woman was in the driver's seat, and she was being beaten on by a male passenger, the guy punching her in the face multiple times. Little did this guy know, he had picked the absolute worst.
Fat girl says a little pre-show stroke sesh. Yeah, that's what happens. We all get on about 20 minutes before, and then we all make eye contact with each other. Well, we just, it's not like that, because that's me looking at the camera. And like, this is me looking at the boys, right? Obviously not, because this is me staring directly at myself. You guys, you guys don't know my setup, right? I got 2 monitors, and it's behind a camera right here, and then there's a stage light right here. And this is a green screen. If you guys didn't know that, I'm not actually in a parking lot right now. But when I talk to you guys, I am talking to myself. I'm looking directly at myself. I'm doing it now. I am looking at myself, and I am talking to myself. And I do that the entire show. The entire show, I am staring at myself, talking to myself. So no wonder I have this weird main character energy. This main character disorder, I would call it, because I am literally talking to myself the entire time. And then I'll look over here, and then it'll be Leo says bricked up. And then I'll look back at myself. Hey, Leo. I don't know why I look at the chat and I say, hey, Leo, like I'm address. It doesn't matter. I look at the chat and I say hi. You guys don't even see me. This is a crazy show, dude. It's like doesn't even make sense.
As these furries
Jameson, what's up?
My whole life, a bunch of taekwondo and
Peak all me fuck you energy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at this guy. This guy is a vibe. This guy has a vibe. This is a choice. This is a choice, dude. Yeah. And it says Good Samaritan. Kinzi Shiratsuki. I'm not even fucking kidding you. That's his name. Kin, middle initial Z, Shiratsuki.
and Shotokan karate.
Enraged, the animal pack swarmed the car, ripping the assailant from his seat and onto the curb. A person wearing a pink dragon fursuit subdues the puncher.
I learned about head trauma leading to mental illness was first brought to my attention from the Cell DVD. Was that the one with Jennifer Lopez? Where they go inside of her head? As I remember, that was actually a decent movie. Is that what you're talking about?
As others join in to take shots and restrain.
Kimchi sushi. Got it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it, Big B. You got it.
Hey, no!
Why are they beating up on that dinosaur?
Joe, no! Joe, stop!
I told you.
Joe!
She's safe now. Put that out and let's go.
Joe!
Jennifer Lopez and Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, as I remember, that was actually a decent movie.
It's reported that after getting the better of the woman beater, one of the furries sat on the man's body to keep.
Must be a rare Pokemon or something. It's a shiny. It's a shiny type. I don't know anything about Pokemon. That's the only thing I know is a shiny type is actually something rare. I don't know anything about Pokemon. Never will.
Keep him restrained as nearby animal assistants called police. The immense weight of the furry subdued the attacker for the time, and the woman who was assaulted drove off before police came.
I was able to grab him by the back.
Is this a Troon? Is this one of those Troonies? Is this Troon? You getting Troon vibes? Which direction? That's a guy trying to go a girl direction, right? Or is that just like a weird, I don't know, man. You can never tell these days. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I harbor no hate towards these people. Yeah, I do.
pull him out of the vehicle and put him onto the ground.
The guy who had gotten his ass beaten by a group of furries was later identified as 22-year-old Dimitri Hardnett, and he was arrested in...
Critical Thought says she's got bad short-term memory, and she also abused her body in her youth. Well, how about that? That's good to know. I'm glad I'm learning more about Thought.
in charge with domestic violence after being
That's a
taken
Fruit
to
Loop
the Santa
loaf?
Clara
A Fruit
County
Loaf.
Jail. It was later determined the woman that the furry saved was this guy's girlfriend, though the matter of the dispute and what caused it, I have no idea. I think this is just some piece of shit that thinks it's okay to...
Just saying, melanin, a lot of melanin. There's something about that ingredient. Like if Professor, who made the Powder Puff Girls? That professor, if he, instead of putting sugar and spice in, and he just broke like the melanin jar, that would have been a big problem. That would have been a big problem.
beat on a woman if you get in a disagreement. Well, motherfucker, why don't you get beat up by some goddamn furries again?
Oh, it's a black guy that got beat up?
Whatever the case, if you decide to be a piece of shit woman beater, you better not do it in front of the furries, because if you do, these guys will give you a humiliating reality check.
You got some humanity as well. I mean, I think it's also just sort of a natural thing to just want.
I love how they did an interview in their fucking furry outfits. That's great, dude. I wish I had the money for a furry outfit, but them's bitches are expensive, and I'm not going to spend $10,000 for a bit. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not going to do that. Maybe when this show starts really taking off, then I'll spend all kinds of money on stupid bits. I will, because I don't care. But not until then. Not, for a bit, it's not quite worth it. But maybe one day it will be. If you guys really want this to take off, spread it around. You get that sexy wolf outfit. Do I still have it up? I don't think I have it up. I think I banished it to the realms of the nether realms where it belonged, because that shit was a sin against God.
Want to help somebody in need.
The Roblox Developers Conference is an annual convention held at the Fort Mason Center for Arts and Culture
Professor
in San Francisco.
Utonium. Thank you,
It's an
Fat Girl.
invite-only professional
Professor
event
Utonium.
focused on Roblox developers, creators, and brands. Mikhail Olson, known in the Roblox community as Sim Builder,
Roblox, dude. Roblox, seriously. That thing that kids play. The thing my fucking 4-year-old plays. Roblox. How is that fun? How is that fun? He's autistic. That's what it is. Slightly Down syndrome? Do I see a slight... Can you be slightly Down syndrome? Or is it like an all or nothing thing? Is there a spectrum of Down syndrome? I don't know.
is a famous Roblox community developer known for creating...
Get your kid off that shit. Yeah, he doesn't really play it all that much, but I am suspicious of it.
The Roblox Vehicle Simulator. One of the
He might be a child predator. He's only 4.
more notable player-developed games on the platform. Mikhail has been in the Roblox community.
Oh, you're talking about this guy. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Definitely. He is definitely a child predator. Yeah. Yes. I cannot be more affirmative about that. Yes, he is a child predator. Look at him. Look at that guy. This guy right here. That guy.
Since he was a child, joining the game back in September of 2008. But at the 2023 convention, he was about to become known for something far more concerning. It all begins outside of the RDC.
Oh, the thought says I'm night fishing with my kids getting abused by Mysterio. That's cool. That's cool. Night fishing, cool. That sounds like fun. I mean, not the mosquito part, but night fishing sounds fun.
Convention grounds when Sim Builder was confronted by police and abruptly arrested.
How do you have such bad acne? Like what? Like, it's a diet thing, right? How do people get such bad acne like this? I mean, if they knew, I guess they would stop. Yeah, take care of that shit.
Apparently, the children's game developer had attempted to access a restricted invitation-only event, and when refused by security, something of a dispute broke out, resulting in police detaining him. Video footage of the seemingly unhinged kids game creator shows the moment he...
Knobsdog says, what my favorite city/town I visited on vacation? Porto Rosso. Porto Rosso. It was, have you ever seen the Disney film Luca? That's the film. It was based in Porto Rosso. It was really cool. It was just this little town nestled in, like these mountains at a little beach. It was really neat. It was very cool.
He's being escorted away by police. And as you're about to see, he gets testy with the officers, resulting in him...
Okay, man, I'll get my kids off Roblox, all right? It's a done deal, all right? It's not even like he even plays it that much.
Being taken to a squad car.
Piece of shit. Yes!
Ooh.
Sim Builder's fighting the cops. Sim Builder's fighting the fucking Sim Builder's fighting the police. Sim Builder's fighting the fucking cops. Yeah!
What the hell is going on? The man's vehicle was...
Why was he fighting the police?
Searched. Turns out, Mikhail also allegedly had a concealed firearm in his vehicle and some ammunition that was troubling to police.
Why is that troubling? You're not allowed to have that? I do. What? He's probably not in Florida. He's probably in California, where you are not allowed to have a firearm in your car or on your person or anything like that. They're pretty mean about that. They get pretty mad, unless you're a gang member, in which they don't care. It's weird. It's weird like that.
He was charged with having a concealed firearm in a vehicle, leaving a handgun in an unattended vehicle, possession of...
I thought, are you using a bait caster? Because those... Like, I have a bait caster, and that thing bird's nest like a fucking, like wild, dude. Maybe I'm not putting a heavy enough weight on the end, or maybe I just suck at using the bait caster. I like it. You can, I like using it. Don't get me wrong. It just, yeah, it bird's nest all the fucking time. And it's like, God, fucking again. There's a technique behind it, very much so. But I like using it, you know. But I like the normal ones too.
Armor-piercing ammunition
spinner,
and
right.
large-capacity magazine activity. Sometime after this incident, Roblox convention staff canceled the headline Roblox Innovation Awards event, citing security concerns. Roblox itself was apparently pretty upset with our sim builder friend here. A few weeks after the gun incident, YouTuber Green Lego Cats 123 reported that
Tense Now says we have Mexicans that throw hooks into the water off a jetty, no bait, they just hope to catch a fish. How cheap is bait? How cheap? You can put a hot dog on a hook and then a fish will bite it. You can go and dig up a bug. There you go. That's bait. Why just throw a bare hook in the water? That's crazy.
Roblox had quietly terminated SimBuilder's Roblox developer account. His vehicle...
Bad diet and a lack of cleaning properly results in his acne? Probably. And some people are just more prone to it. Let's just be honest. Some people are just more prone to it. I've seen people that, yeah, they're just more prone to it. Like, I've never been terrible. I've never had, like, bad acne or anything like that. So, I couldn't tell you, but there has been people that just have bad acne.
Vehicle simulator was left up as a playable experience, but he was gone. Though because he was terminated, Mikhail would no longer receive any sort of revenue for his game, effectively meaning the guy had lost.
How much do Roblox play? You know what? I'm going to do an episode on Roblox. I'm going to do an episode on Roblox. If you guys want to send me some, if you want to send me like some videos on Roblox so I can like look through it, I'll look through myself too. But I think I'm going to do an episode on Roblox. Because it's interesting, and there's like a lot of predators on there. There's a lot, like some 38-year-old guy showed up to an 11-year-old's house because the 11-year-old gave him his address on Roblox. And, like, you're going to get shot if that happens. Like, if some 38-year-old man showed up to my house and said, like, yeah, I was talking to your son on Roblox, I'd put a bullet in his head. Immediately. Because I carry it. I carry it on me. It's on me right now. All the time. I carry that bitch everywhere. I would put a bullet in your fucking head. I wouldn't even ask that. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you right now. Just in case.
Lost his job over this bizarre firearms possession and altercation with security. SimBuilder would stay in jail as his trial proceeded. Eventually, his charges were downgraded from a felony to a misdemeanor. And on September 13th, 2024,
look, he lost his weight. He lost some weight. Good for him.
No contest, he was sentenced to time that he had already served, spending a total of a year in county jail over this matter. On September 15th, 2024, Mikhail, from his SimBuilder Twitter account, tweeted out that the police had finally released him. At a glance, this story looks as if police had stopped a potentially dangerous shooter. But according to Mikhail, he had no such violent plan, and the whole thing was an overblown shakedown that ruined his life.
It's okay to have a gun in your car. I don't see the problem with that, right? Again, this is Florida. Everyone has a gun in their car or a gun on them all the time. And that's not weird. It's just not. But maybe in California or whatever, No, I'm from California. I know you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that.
A few months ago, on February 21st, 2025...
So it says people who talk to children online should save you time and kill themselves. I'm not going to say you're wrong about that. I don't think people should off themselves. I think you should get a life. I'm not even going to say get help. I'm just saying you get a life, dude. And if that doesn't work, you should fucking get help.
If SimBuilder published a video to his Twitter telling his side of the story...
Can you also do a show on Mexicans that try to catch fish with just hooks? No, probably not. I doubt there's any content on the internet I could find. But maybe if you find me and send me a video about specifically that, and I watch it, I'm all like, this is fascinating. Yeah, there's a good chance I'll do that.
Story from this whole affair. He said that he had the gun because he felt...
Dan Snot says, if I got a life, you would lose a view. Well, I'm not a fucking child, so you're doing fine right now.
Felt like he needed protection while driving through Oakland, California. He also...
That is fair. Oakland, California is the fucking hood. All right? That is a completely reasonable a thing to think, dude. Because carjackings happen in Oakland, California every day. That makes perfect sense.
He denied that he planned to attack the Roblox convention or anything, and said that he was going to be suing Roblox for a wrongful termination if they didn't make this right.
First and foremost, I was invited to RDC 23. That is a fact. However, I arrived a day late without a lanyard. When I got there, I tried to show security who I was, providing proof of my account and identity. Despite this, they refused to listen. During this process, security discovered a single firearm in my vehicle. It was a Glock 19. And let me be very clear.
Standard.
This was not an illegal or black market firearm. It was legally registered in Arizona, the state where I reside. The reason I had a firearm in the first place is because of Oakland, California, where nearby where the conference was being held. One of the highest crime rates in America. Carjackings, thefts, and violent crimes are a serious problem there. My decision to carry was purely for personal protection.
Still illegal in California. Yeah, in Arizona, fine. In California, you can't do that. It's against the law. They're going to freak out.
For anything malicious. I did not go to RDC to harm anybody. Some are claiming that I bought the firearm to assassinate the CEO of GameFam or commit an act of violence at RDC. This was completely false. Another rumor suggests that RDC was shut down because of me. This was also completely false. RDC was canceled due to online threats made on Twitter at the time, which had nothing to do with me. While I was locked away, Roblox took advantage of my absence to ban my account and strip me of my game. And
he must have been making pretty good money. right? To get so pissed about it.
Revenue from Vehicle Simulator. And my next steps, this entire situation, a massive injustice, I will not stand for it. I am demanding that Roblox unban my account and return my game assets to me. If they fail to do so, or if they fail to disclose my studio hours, I will be pursuing legal action against Roblox for wrongful termination, IP theft, fraud, and damages.
I don't know if enhanced concealed carry works in California right now. Most likely not. No, California, they don't like firearms whatsoever. If you have any, no, they don't like guns at all. If you are a member of the public, you are not allowed to defend yourself whatsoever. If you're a gang member or something like that, it's super easy because buying guns on the street is like no big deal. But like if you're a law-abiding citizen, if you have a gun, you're going to get in serious trouble. I think it has something to do with race. If you're black, you're allowed to shoot at whoever you want and like rob liquor stores and shit. But if you're a white guy, you're not allowed to do anything like that. At least that's what I've come to learn. That's what it seems like to me. But who knows? No, that's definitely it. What is that? I don't want that bullshit. What happened to my music? What is this bullshit? Here, I'm gonna go back to that. Hold on. There we go. Let's go that. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the cult. Thanks for listening to me ramble on about nonsense and whatever I happen to feel like and blah, 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 blah. And thank you so much for the donations. I really appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate that a lot. Keep me going. If you want to buy a shirt, be my guest, buy a shirt. If you want to donate to me on fucking Ko-Fi or on PayPal or something like that, I would also appreciate that. Whatever you guys want to do. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Come back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for more Sulk Stream with me, your host, the Incredible Sulk, the only person that exists, because it's my show. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening. Stay strong, stay vigilant, stay virulent. Be good people. Spread good word about the cult. Hit the like button. Get a good night's sleep. Drink a lot of water. And take care of yourselves. Because I care about you too. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Love you. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, roaring like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.